today on Divorce Court.
Arthur doesn't communicate with me. He doesn't tell me what's going on, and he does things behind my back.
Albriana has to believe whatever I'm doing it for us.
He gambled away $10,000 that we had saved up for our kids.
The reason why I started gambling is because Albriana wasn't working.
I knew he gambled, but I didn't know that it was a habit.
I can see myself living with her forever, but she has to trust me because I was just trying to do the best thing for us to get money into the household.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Albriana Turner and Arthur Washington. The two of you have been together for 2 years. You have no children together, but you have a child from a previous relationship.
Yes.
You guys have come to me on a before your vows. You love each other, you want to be with each other, but there are problems in the marriage, and you want my opinion on the viability of your union. So I'm going to ask you some questions and see if we can get to an answer. Ms. Turner, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got together and why you care about each other?
Okay. Me and Arthur met at a semi-professional basketball team that I worked for. We went out on the longest date you could think of. We went to the arcade. We had a great time. It was nice.
Did you do a good job on that first date, Mr. Washington?
Well, I did an excellent job, not just a good job. So
Get it right, yeah.
Absolutely.
Get it right.
So what it is, I gave her a lot of emotions, a lot of happiness on that first date.
Right.
To let her know that I'm a great guy. We spent the time like on the beach, a long period of time. I mean, a long period of time. Right. And so she never had that. She never had been held up under the sunset, you know? And then the sun was coming up after we left as well from the beach. So it was a 26-hour date that was unplanned. So.
But you liked her. I mean, no one goes on a 26-hour date without having feelings.
Because when I seen her, she was in her little tutu, looking all sexy and everything. So I'm like, let's have fun with it.
Right.
Let's make a great day out of it. And we didn't want to leave each other, so we just decided, hey, that one date made us be together for our entire 2 years right now.
Right.
And so we left California. We was living in California. We left California to start a new chapter because we left and went to Vegas. And then everything in Vegas kind of
turned around on you. When did you start to see problems?
The problems came when we moved to Vegas. He does have a gambling problem.
Not just a gambling problem.
Not just a gambling problem, but he does.
Give me an idea of the scope of the problem.
Within 2 months of us moving to Vegas, he gambled over $10,000.
It wasn't $10,000, man. It wasn't $10,000. Don't believe that.
Between $7,000 and $10,000, Your Honor.
Not at one time, but within the course of 2 months, he lost $10,000. Is that accurate, Mr. Washington?
No, very untrue. Okay, this is the thing. She didn't tell you apart. She wasn't working. Okay, she wasn't working. So I was working, and then money got low. Money got low, so I had to do something about it.
Right.
So the best thing I did was I would start gambling. She didn't tell you the part when I was winning and eating caviar and going out and buying clothes and be like, yeah, I'm telling her all on Snapchat, like, I got all this, yeah.
Right.
But then she didn't tell you that part. I was winning. And then when I was losing, chasing the money, then she wanted to act like I'm the bad guy all of a sudden.
Now, did you endorse his gambling as long as he was winning? And did you enjoy the fruits of his labor?
I knew he gambled, but I didn't know it was a habit until we moved to Vegas. Like, meaning I work here in California, so I travel back and forth a lot to California. I left him the rent money, and he gambled it away, but it wasn't to my knowledge until I received the notice. Then I left him money for him to pay the light bill for 2 months. He gambled it away. When I came back from California, the lights was off. So it's not the fact that he's gambling, it's how he's doing it, it's what he's using, because that money is for our kids.
Yeah, to survive. Yeah, right. Now, Mr. Washington, did you gamble away the rent money? Did you gamble away the light money?
I got on partial of some of the money, not all of it. She telling me I gambled all around like we was out.
But the lights were out.
For a couple of hours, just a couple of hours, just
Because
a couple of
I
hours.
had to have his back, Your Honor.
Right. Look,
Did she come in and pay the light bill?
How can she pay a light bill if she's not working?
So how
Where
did
did she?
you pay?
I don't know where you got it from some
But
dude
she
or
paid
something.
it though. That's the point. You say you don't know where she got it from, but she paid it because she got it.
It don't matter. She paid it. Yeah. I bet I can say that. But
Are you worried at all
Look.
about how much you gamble?
no, I'm not worried because I'm a working man, and on the gamble, I was just in the mode of gambling. I was just in that Vegas mindset of gambling, trying to chase the money.
When it became
But-
in his backyard is when it became the problem.
Listen,
Like,
she didn't tell you about how she pawned all my stuff and threw my clothes over the balcony. Then we all embarrassed in an apartment complex, and then my clothes get stolen after she threw my clothes in the pool.
But Your Honor,
Let
you're
me
not telling
ask, what preceded you throwing his clothes in the pool and pawning all his stuff?
I was very angry that my kids, our kids have to witness our lights being off, and I
Then it
was
wasn't there.
frustrated.
Stop.
I was frustrated that the way I found out that our rent wasn't paid, then I had to receive a notice. So I just was angry, and all his stuff was right there. So I just started throwing it. I didn't mean for it to get in the pool. I just
The
started throwing it.
answer to not having enough money is not messing up the money that you got. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just as irresponsible. I know that you were angry, but you guys got children that you're trying to take care of. You can't let how you feel, and gambling, getting stuck on gambling is a feeling problem. It made you feel good. It made it's not a logic problem.
Right.
And you had a feeling problem, and so you guys you can't feel so much and so vastly and so inappropriately that your kids ain't got lights. You with me on that one?
Someone close to me, one of my friends, is in the gay community. So he saw Miss Washington on one of the webcam sites. This particular site just happened to be a gay site.
When's the last time you lost a substantial sum of money?
About a month ago.
A month ago. And how much money did you lose?
Probably like $8,000 to $1,000.
$8,000 to $1,000. Can you imagine how much money you'd have in the bank, for a college fund or something, if you had taken all that gambling money and invested it somewhere? I mean, you could even just put it in the bank and let it just look at it.
Well, some of it was winnings, some was losing the winnings that I won.
But you always come out behind at the end of the day.
At the end, but not the beginning.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If you lose money, you lose money. We're going to leave that there. Mrs. Turner, you say that he was doing a webcam sex work behind your back. Explain to me what the webcam sex work is and how he got involved.
Well, someone close to me, one of my friends, is in the gay community. So he stated that he's seen Arthur on the website.
So he was paying for me.
Hang on.
He saw Miss Washington on one of the webcam sites. This particular site just happened to be a gay site.
It's not a gay site. It's
Okay,
men and
we
women.
gonna get to
Dog,
that.
cat. It's not
Okay,
gay.
got it. Go ahead.
So I guess he put to where everybody can see him. It doesn't matter who sees it.
No,
It's
if
just
they pay
like
me.
he just. It's like
Who pays you?
See, this what it is. It's a webcam and phone sex, right? Even when you want to talk to me on the webcam, or you want to call me and tell me your fantasy, right?
Yeah.
See, on my webcam, I have a category of things that you may like, things that you want to have. Select the things. So you tell me what you like, what you want. I read it, and I just make it happen. I just make your mind, you know what I'm saying, wonder, at that moment.
Right.
I'm telling them how they want to be touched, how they want to be feel. Sometimes they just vent to me.
Right.
All day long.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm your best friend at that time.
Yeah, you into customer satisfaction.
Absolutely, 100% customer satisfaction.
Did you not let the woman that you married know how you were making money?
See, because I knew the reaction that I would get, because I got the reaction at the end. When she found out, I just told her, baby, look, I'm not touching these people, they're not touching me, I'm just making them feel good about themselves, right? Then she really get mad at me because she overhearing me talk on phone sex saying, oh, why you not doing me like this? And you don't got me on the jet, you don't got me on the yacht. I said, I don't got yacht money, I don't got jet money either. I'm a dollionaire, not a millionaire. You know what I mean? So I'm like, our sex is still going. Like, you have sex on the balcony, you have sex in the bathroom, you have sex in the kitchen, you have sex on the bus, you have sex anywhere. I make sure your fantasy is good.
That was so much more information than I needed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that the proposal was made and it went very south in a very public way, which is what brought you here, trying to determine whether or not this relationship is going to work out. So I want to hear what happened.
One of his ex-girlfriends or whoever she was, she started going on talking about that she's his first and only true love, and so I called him.
Oh, so she called me, she cussing me out. Who is her? Who is her calling me, talking about, I love her and you love me? Who is that? Who is that?
What would you do after discovering your partner was a sex worker? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. So what happened with the proposal?
I proposed to him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I gotta be doing something good. She gotta propose to me, huh? I still got the ring.
So, okay, you proposed to him. What happened?
We were on the Las Vegas Bridge. He didn't know nothing about it. So I told him, oh, he come meet me at the bridge. I'm stuck right here. It was a couple of our friends who were there. It was balloons. It was a duet.
It's a really nice proposal.
Yeah, it was a duet singing one of our favorite songs. It was nice because he was that guy. And these problems didn't become problems until after that.
Yeah.
The skeletons didn't come until after the proposal.
Now, Mr. Washington, it was a beautiful proposal. Did you say yes?
I was like a girl inside doing this. Oh,
I wish you had
But I didn't show that affection.
Right.
I didn't show that affection because it was shocking to me because when I was around people talking, you know what I'm saying, about marriage and stuff, and I said, man, I'm never getting married unless a girl proposed to me, right?
Right.
And she overheard it, and when she
took
did
the ball
it,
and ran with it.
yeah, it just ran with it.
How did it go south?
What happened after I posted it on Facebook, I guess one of his ex-girlfriends or whoever she was, she inboxed me. She said, I see you sent me a referral request, and I hope all is blessed and it's good intentions. I only know you through his nickname that he used in Memphis. So I was just like, you know, at first I didn't even know who he was. I mean, who that name was.
Right.
So I said, who are you talking about? So she put his whole government name first, middle, last. So I'm like, I know you know him because he don't use his middle name. So I know you know him. So she started going on talking about that she's his first and only true love. And she even said she knows his social security number. So at that point, I didn't even argue with her. I told her have a great day. So I called him.
Oh, so she called me, she cussing me out. Who is her? Who is her calling me, talking about, I love her and you love me? Who is that? Who is that?
He's not responsible for what some woman is fantasizing about that he used to know in his past. He's not responsible. There's no way in the world that you can stop that behavior before it starts. If he refuses to check it once it's begun, that's another thing. But apparently he did.
Right.
You know
and
what I mean? You got to be a full-grown woman if you want to be married. There's going to be free radical ratchet women out there all of the time who are going to try to start stuff and poke their finger in a hole, but you can't let them.
And she was ratchet.
That's what she wanted from you, was to cause friction between the two of you. And you let her.
And I ain't messed with her about 10 years ago.
So I'm going to let you guys do a 15-second profession of love, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about the prospects of this union. How would you react if your partner's ex angrily confronted you? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram @Divorce Court.
Divorce Court will be right back.
Now, normally, when I ask a couple in my Before Your Vows to do a profession of love, I start with the women, because Joe told me it's not fair to start with the dudes, because dudes are not used to expressing themselves like that. Women should go first. But Joe says, you are so glib and together that I can start with you and you can represent for the fellas.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Washington, I'm gonna give you a whole 20 seconds.
Okay.
For you to tell me with no negativity, no if, no maybe, no buts, no caveats, no contingencies, none of that, why she is the woman for you.
Well,
Go.
of course. Well, she's the one for me because she loves my kids, for one. She takes care of my kids. We love sports. I love a woman that loves sports. She does a lot of things that I enjoy. You know what I mean? And I comfort her as well. I may have a gambling problem, but she always had my back no matter what we was always doing. So I love her for that. And I want this to constantly continue, but I just don't want her to constantly not believe in me, but it's just a but. It's a but. But you know what I'm saying?
There's no buts in profession of love.
No, I'm cautious in a way, you know what I mean? And because,
But
like
I just wanted you to tell her why she was wonderful.
she's wonderful. She's all I need. Point blank. She's all I need. I don't need nothing
Okay,
else.
well, that was a C.
Okay.
Mrs. Turner, why don't you tell me, 20 seconds, why Mr. Washington is the man for you? No buts, no problems, no negativity whatsoever.
Well,
Go.
one, he took my son in as his own. He always been there since day one, through thick and thin. He's an amazing guy, even though he has his little problems. I know we can get through them. It's just, I know that all in all that he's the one for me, because he's always been there, and he let me down, but he always was there to pick me back up.
Right. Okay. All right. Pretty good. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Let me tell you something. I like you. Well, I think you're kind. I think you're loving. I think you have a wonderful sense of romance. I think you care about one another. I think you're both really tall. I think if you need to take your gambling problem seriously, because you're too good of a man to get crushed under some nonsense like that. You got too much going for you. You're a great dude. Don't let that stupid mess knock you over, because it can knock over anybody if you don't take it seriously. Gamblers Anonymous, I'm telling you. And you back him up on that. And don't get caught up. He makes some money and he wants to buy. I don't want that money.
Correct.
You know, don't feed it by applauding when he comes home with the extra cash. What you gotta do is be a full-grown woman and say, I don't want no parts of none of that money, because it's gonna end up making us broke. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're young. You need to be a little more mature. You need to feel something, think, then do. Don't feel, then do.
Right.
And then make you think about it later. You with me on that with 24?
Yeah.
You're young. So, and just, ain't nothing wrong with being young, but young is a silly thing. So don't do silly things, because you got a grown man here. You with me?
Yes.
You got to think about everything you're gonna do before you do it. Don't just jump, think, and then marry him. And I won't see pictures of the kids. I'll look up at them. Good luck to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
I'm definitely going to stop my gambling, because I don't want to hurt my family. I don't want to cause any more problems where we would get divorced or fight any longer. So I'm going to make sure that I spend time with my family and make sure that I don't do anything wrong to sabotage my relationship any longer.